I'd like to welcome everybody here today for the first Michael the Mayor in Service to Life Thursday mornings at 11 live stream for our extended communities. This is something that I was asked to do to run for Salt Lake County Mayor by the Green Party, and they believe that my commitment to local farming and gardening and connecting communities together and reimagining what direct democracy and local politics could be has really helped me step into this spot. So I'm really praying that we find some really great guests, really great topics as this live stream series continues, and we can really shine a light on the things that matter. I'm really grateful to have Jacob Crane today as my first guest on this live stream series. Jacob is the newly announced Executive Director for the SLC Air Protectors. So we'll be talking today about the organization. We recently had a really inspiring fundraiser that is in support for the Navajo and Hopi Nations down south, where they're really struggling with the pandemic that's going on right now. And we'll also be sharing some of the, Jacob is living here with us in the Valley now, originally from Canada, but he's here with us. And so I want to hear a lot from him about what we can do as communities to have this more beautiful vision for the world start to take root and take advantage of all the silver linings that I think are going on and the transitions that are going on in the communities today. So again, thank you to Sam, thank you to Jacob being here, thank you to Maggie, my communications director, for sharing this and getting things out there for people and encouraging this effort to reach people. So with that all being said, I'd love to hear from Jacob. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself, good sir.
Sure. Dada Nistada, Size, Jacob Crane. Hello, everyone that's watching today. My name is Jacob Crane. I am from Tsuut'ina Nation, Alberta, Canada. I have been living in the community on and off now for several years. I've been in the Salt Lake Valley for many years, and I'm happy to be back down in the valley. And I reached out to the Salt Lake City Air Protectors, and we had good conversations about me becoming the next ED. And I took my position a few days ago, so I'm really happy to be able to be serving in the nonprofit sector again. And so 30 years old, I should say 30 years young, and so I'm really happy to be here, really happy to be a part of the community again, and want to hear more about what Michael has in store for me. And it's always fun to be here on independent media, so it's not that we're speaking the truth. So
Well, I appreciate that, Jacob. You've also been a part of a lot of different organizations. You've founded some, you support others. Tell us a little bit about like Arrow's Journey, the Urban Indian Center, other things you've been a part of.
Yeah, for sure. So about 3 years ago, me and my buddy Adam Conte, he's from the Oneida Nation, kind of got together, and he wanted to discuss some digital storytelling on Native youth. And I said, that's a great idea. Let's make something happen. And so we started making highlight stories on young, successful Indigenous kids and college students that were just kicking butt in the world, but also staying connected to their cultures. And so it was pretty cool. And through that work, we were able to get a grant through Running Strong for American Indian Youth. That's Billy Mills's grant. I believe he's the only person to win a gold at the 10,000 meter dash or race. And so that was I think it was in the 60s, I believe, in Tokyo. And so he honored us by giving us a $10,000 grant. So we were able to really utilize that to continue our work. Very thankful for Billy and Running Strong and Sydney Farhang, the folks over there. And I've been a part of American Indigenous Business Leaders. They're based out of Montana, but they do a lot of work with Indian youth, Indigenous youth, getting them professionally ready for the industries that are coming, and the business sector, of course. And so that's the ED there is Prairie Bighorn. Shout out to Prairie Bighorn for really leading the way for professionals in this country, young Indigenous professionals. And so Urban Indian Center, of course, I've been in the Valley here for many years, I think 15 plus years. And so and we have a new ED over there as well, Maurice Smith, but he goes by Mo. good guy, very, I guess I would say I'm very heavily involved with the Indigenous community, and I love to see, see growth. I love to be a part of movements that, positively impact Indigenous communities. Yeah.
Well, I know recently we had a pretty amazing situation through the Air Protectors occur, and it was your idea. I remember you came to us a couple weeks ago and said, okay, we really need to be doing something for the Navajo and Hopi Nations down there that are really getting hit hard from this pandemic. And it was one of your first moves as ED to say, let's do this and spearhead some of that. So maybe tell a little bit about how that's gone so far and details around that for people.
It's gone great, Michael. First and foremost, I just want to thank everybody out there. I want to say thank you from, the Air Protectors, and thank you so much to our allies and individuals in the Valley for really spearheading and helping us get to where we are in that fundraiser. But yeah, first order of business, I thought we should start a fundraiser, and it just took off. We've raised $37,000, I believe, around there. I think it's still growing, but those are going to be going towards the COVID-19, relief support for those nations in southern Utah and also the Hopi. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, we started off the goal at 2,500.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, maybe we'll get a few dollars and help get some supplies down there. And it was just like the community just completely rallied. And I believe we're ending that fundraiser on Saturday.
Yeah.
So that we can then perhaps shift gears, seeing how this one is done. From your perspective, like, what are things that we can do, either just for yourself or representing organizations you're a part of? Like, how are people coming together more and being good allies for our Indigenous brothers and sisters and cousins? Is there still a whole lot to do? I mean, help me understand more, like, what would be important for our county and for our communities to support.
Well, I think, supporting fundraisers, of course, is one thing that's probably going to be a good source, but also, not hoarding food, toilet paper, things, medical supplies, cleaning supplies, things like that. Reach out to your tribal communities that are, on the border towns and see how they're doing. A quick call. Hey, do you guys need anything? Is there a food shortage? Is there medical supplies or cleaning supplies shortage? How can I help? These are the times to really check on your Indigenous brothers and sisters.
Well, appreciate sharing that insight. I think I would love to hear more about kind of some of your vision for the future of the Air Protectors, kind of what your sense has been about us for the last 3 years that we've been around, and maybe share a little bit of what you think is down the road.
Some of my vision, for SLC Air Protectors, or the future of the organization, is just to do some, more community programming, for both Indigenous and non-Indigenous people, and get that more garden initiatives, of course. I know you're heavily involved in the ones that we have now, but do some more gardening initiatives and youth programming, leadership, really structure the organization to just expand. And so that's kind of where I see it going
Beautiful.
Is more growth.
And you have good background in grant writing. I mean, you got that one for Arrow's Journey, and I think it's it's one of those, like, unsung hero moments, those that really take the time to craft language and seek out those opportunities, and really, really grateful that you're bringing that skill set and setting this foundation for the group. Thank you all so much for listening today, for sharing this. You can also join a Facebook group called the In Service to Life Community. It's small right now, but we're going to get a lot more active now that we're doing these regular videos, and it's a really great way to share these videos when they come out so that we can get to the bottom of these things and make for a more beautiful future. So I just want to thank Jacob again for being here. I want to thank Sam for engineering and for Salton Studios. Some of the money that comes in today will go towards Salton Studios so that we can keep doing these live streams. And just, stay strong, stay healthy out there. And I really believe thoroughly that our communities have what it takes. And the more solidarity and harmony we can bring into the process, the better. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you.